One of the themes of Avengers Infinity War was the idea of sacrifice. Out of them all, perhaps none was more tragic than the one made by Vision. Although this poor guy was destroyed not once, but twice, it's possible he isn't down for the count. Could Shuri have actually saved him despite what we saw at the end of the movie? Well, before we discuss whether or not the most brilliant mind in Wakanda managed to save the day, subscribe to CBR and ring that bell to join our notification squad so you never miss any of our MCU videos. We saw so many of our beloved heroes perish during Avengers Infinity War. During the movie, we saw many characters forced to make tough decisions, and many remarked on multiple occasions that they don't trade lives. Not only was Vision forced to make this call, but the life he sacrificed to protect an Infinity Stone was his own. During Infinity War, the Mind Stone was trapped inside Vision's head. Obviously, removing it would be incredibly tricky, so they needed one of the most brilliant minds in the world to make it work. This led to our heroes heading to Wakanda in order to seek out its top scientist, the brilliant Shuri. The goal was to separate the Mind Stone from Vision without harming either. Sometimes it's easy to forget that Vision isn't actually a human being, and he's a bit more complicated than his fellow Avengers. At one point, he was an android possessing a synthetic vibranium body. His body was intended to be occupied by Ultron at one point before the Avengers stepped in and grabbed it for themselves. Tony Stark and Bruce Banner decided to not let a perfectly good body go to waste and uploaded the remnants of Jarvis into it. Vision ended up being a combination of both Ultron and Jarvis, but thankfully, he remained solidly on Team Avengers. He was instrumental in the defeat of Ultron and vowed to protect all of humanity. In fact, Vision loved humanity so much he eventually started dating one of them. During Infinity War, we learned he and Wanda Maximoff had been dating for a couple of years, and Vision was engaged in a very human rite of passage, having a talk about the state of his relationship. Wanda was saved from an emotional conversation by the appearance of some of Thanos' greatest warriors, and she and Vision decided to table their discussion for a less dangerous time. Vision isn't simply a vessel which holds the Mind Stone. It's the reason he has life in the first place. Our heroes were forced to think about what would be left of Vision if the Mind Stone was removed. Even the brilliant Bruce Banner is unable to make the extraction, but Shuri had it covered. After arriving in Wakanda, Vision gets a checkup from Shuri, who tells him she can extract the Mind Stone safely. However, before she gets the chance, Thanos descends upon Wakanda, and things get, well, a little bit hectic. Shuri was interrupted by Corvus Glaive and seemingly didn't get the job done. Later on, Vision realized Thanos was coming for him and took the drastic steps that needed to be taken. He begged Wanda to use her powers to destroy the Mind Stone, but understandably, she was reluctant to do so. Eventually, Vision managed to convince her that there was no other option and sacrificed himself for the greater good. But sadly, his sacrifice was in vain because Thanos was just the absolute worst. He turned back time for a little bit until right before the Mind Stone was annihilated. Then he grabbed the stone for himself, taking out poor Vision in the process. But while Vision's body was destroyed by Thanos, we have to wonder if his mind managed to live on. Shuri might not have finished her job, but she did make significant progress to save Vision's personality and bypass the Mind Stone. The physical body of Vision no longer exists, but it's possible that Shuri saved enough of it for him to live on. When she comes under attack, Shuri seems to switch up her plan. While the original plan may have required a ton of time, it's possible that Shuri decided to take a last-minute shortcut. Maybe she didn't save all of Vision, but she could have managed to preserve some parts of him. During the movie, we saw Shuri uploading 6 of Vision's primary sections, and they went from orange to blue as she did so. Once each section turned blue and completed, it disappeared from the screen. She transferred the sections and even managed to properly close the program at the last possible second. Although she didn't manage to realize her original plan, we wouldn't put it past Shuri to engineer a clever workaround, considering her new time limits. It's possible that Vision still exists in some form, despite his body being destroyed and the Mind Stone being taken. And from a plot perspective, it makes sense that Vision would survive until Avengers 4. After all, he has a very serious connection with the Mind Stone. This connection could be extremely powerful, and if any of Vision does remain, it could offer our heroes a big advantage in the fight against Thanos. And that's why we think Shuri may have actually saved Vision in Infinity War. What do you think about the idea that Shuri may have saved him after all? Let us know in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe to CBR for more MCU videos just like this one. Thanks for watching.